folks, welcome back. It's 2023. Happy New Year to everyone. Today we'll have Crown Zenith, the latest and the last set from the Sword and Shield era. Today we'll be opening this to determine whether or not the packs are weighable, and let's find out, shall we? Wow, this box looks absolutely amazing. The colors blend so well together. So as you can see, a typical ETB from a specialty set contains 10 packs. We got some nice sleeves as well. But that's not what you're here for. So we have 10 Sword and Shield packs, and from the looks of how things work, it looks to be the code cards should be all the same weight. Historically, the Pokemon Company tried to make things unweighable by implementing 2 different code cards, but for specialty sets, for some reason they always keep the code cards the same. So that leads me to believe the heavy packs should contain the hits. That's historically how it's always behaved. Now let's take a look at the weight differentials. First up, we have 22.28. Next up, 22.48. It's quite of a large difference. 22.5. That's even heavier. 22.21. Put that in the lightweight. 23 light. 21 light. 41, that's mid-range. 37 mid-range. 49 heavy. And 16. Okay, this one definitely doesn't have anything. Okay, so what do we have right here? We have 3 heavy packs, 5 light packs, and 2 in the mid-range. And what I'll predict is that, again, these will have the heavy packs should contain most of the hits, because technically when you have the Trainer Gallery cards, the yellow border cards are always heavier than your normal card. It's because they use a different card stock, and when you have that much of a differential, you are pretty much guaranteed to have a really good hit in your heavy packs, being Trainer Gallery or yeah, probably a double hit pack. So let's start off with this. So we're going to open all 3 stacks, and my predictions are the heavy packs should contain most, if not all, of the heavy hitters. So the first one is 22.49. So this one, I anticipate having a Galerian Gallery card plus a holo or better in the ultra rare spot. Let's see. So we're just gonna skip right to it, and all the code cards are black. Again, there should be no difference to what they have. Ooh, a Luminian V Trainer Gallery, and a ultra rare Charizard V. Galerian Gallery, they call it. And let's see. Yeah. Okay. First one, heavy pack. We got hit. Shouldn't be surprised. That was what I was expecting. Next one is the heaviest pack, 22.52. So, as always, when you're buying these packs, you should definitely buy things sealed, because time and time again, proving that buying loose packs is never safe, because these things can easily be weighed for the hits. And this one, well, I was wrong. So this one, for some reason, we only have an ultra rare with a Riolu as the reverse. I will discover why later. So I was wrong on that aspect, but we'll find out later why. This one is 22.50. So the last pack did not have what I expected it to have. So after I open all of these, I'm going to do some math calculations to see why that's the case. And we have a holo rare Leon with a Bibarel. Not the best thing ever. Alright, moving on. Now we're on the mid-range. This is 22.38. And I'm anticipating this to not really have anything good, but let's find out. So how do you guys feel about this new set? Personally, I think it's really cool. I think it's probably one of the best sets. Oh, whoa, this one looks good. I love the way these energies are. So this is in the holo rare spot, and the textured energy cards are, wow, gorgeous. But yeah, I think this is an excellent send-off to the Sword and Shield era. This one is 22.42, and it's basically marks the end of an era where we no longer have rainbow rares. All of the legendaries and characters are featured once again in the highest rarities. There's one Z. Whoa. Hisuian Voltorb and Sky Seal Stone holo rare. Okay, so that was the mid-range, and now we get into the light packs. So these are around 22.22 to 23, which I'm guessing is not going to have anything good. And that's because reverse holo cards typically combined with a non-foil card will make it in the light range pack. And that also means that, well, we're all gonna get duds, basically. It's all black bordered code cards, and what do you know? It's a reverse and a non-holo. So yeah, it basically confirms all of my suspicions. All 4 of these are gonna be duds, but I'm gonna open them anyway. 22.15. Yeah, I anticipate people, you know, spreading the knowledge so then people don't buy loose packs, because unless you're buying from a reputable seller, you're just going to get not so good cards. But this one is a good card, and that's because, again, how much do Radiant cards weigh? Interesting. Radiant Charizard, actually one of the good cards to receive out of this set. Whoa. But the strange thing is, the Radiant card does weigh just a little bit, slightly more than a regular card. So that's the explanation why it's a light pack. That would make sense. This next one is 22.21, and I don't anticipate this having anything other than a reverse or a Radiant rare. You know, I think light packs have the opportunity to give you a Radiant rare card, but there's no chance in a Trainer Gallery card. And that's because Trainer Gallery cards weigh a lot more than the reverse as well as the Radiants. So overall, nothing new. I mean, if they implemented code card differentials, for example, the white bordered versus the black bordered, this wouldn't be a problem. But for specialty sets like Crown Zenith and Shining Fates and anything that doesn't have a booster box, Pokemon Company tends to do this type of thing where all the code cards are the same. So yeah, like I said, all the light packs, well, 4 out of 5 of them didn't really have anything good, and the one that did was a Radiant Rare. And that's because the Radiant Rare, well, it weighs about like very similar to a regular card. The next part, we're going to explore the weight differential between each card type. And the most interesting part about all this is that it explains why every single card type has a difference, or, you know, if there is or there isn't. So what I noticed is that the card stock has been more consistent this set. They're all of the same type. So all of the commons, rares, and energies, any non-foil card is roughly the same weight, 1.82, 1.81, as you can see. So commons, rares, uncommons, they all weigh around the same weight. So it gives you a lot of consistency with these card types. As you can see, it is 1.81. I don't know if you can see that. But energies, commons, uncommons, they all weigh the same. Same card stock, same weight. So, moving on to reverse holos. So reverse holos, well, they, as you can see, they weigh a lot more, 1.97. And that's the main reason why. Well, let's get a little bit more consistency. 1.97, 1.94, 1.94 again. One more, 1.95. Okay, a little bit of a variance, but it's still 0.1 grams more than a regular non-foil card. Next up, we have the Trainer Gallery yellow border cards. So we only have 2 of these, but these guys, again, typically have a much higher value than the reverse holos. So this one was 2 grams. And the story is, these are heavier than the reverse holos. Next up, we have the ultra rare cards, which is 2 grams as well. So when you have a double banger pack, that's what they call it, when you have a hit into ultra rare along with the Trainer Gallery or the Galerian Gallery, right? That makes your pack a lot heavier than your normal. And your ultra rares seem to be 2 grams, same with the yellow bordered. Next up, we have the full art cards. So full art is 1.96. Full art Galerian Gallery. So this card type is 1.96. Okay. Holo rare. Holo rare is the same, 1.97. Same as a full art. Okay. And then next up I have this holo energy textured. It should be the same as a full art. And yes, it is 1.96. So holos are the same as full art, give or take. Yep. Holo. Same. And the most interesting card type is the Radiant card. As you can see, 1.87 is actually a lot lower than the other ones. And that explains why this one also is similar to your reverse holos, because reverse holos and the Radiant cards, essentially they weigh the same thing. So that is, no, that's not true. The Radiant cards actually weigh way less than the reverse holos. So that's why, in fact, yeah. Okay, so now that we know all of the card types, we're going to plug all this into Excel, break it down by the Excel model, and see what the predictive behavior is for Crown Zenith. Oh, I almost forgot. All of the code cards are the same. So they all weigh the same. As you can see, Crown Zenith 1.4, 1.38, 39, something like that. Yep, should be all the same. And that's why you can easily determine heavy packs from light packs, because the hit card types are heavier than your non-holos. After putting in the results, here's what we have. So we don't have a white bordered code card any longer. It's only black bordered with 1.4 grams. Wrapper 0.71. Next up, we see that all of the non-holo cards, particular common, uncommon, rare, as well as energy, they all weigh the same thing, 1.81, very consistent. Next up, we have the Radiant card, which is a category of its own, 1.87, which is less than your non-holos, but still less than your textured cards. Next up, reverse holos. So reverse holos, as well as holos and textured cards, which contains Galerian Gallery, as well as full art, regular full art cards, they are all 1.96, give or take. And from that, because I did not pull a V-Star, V-Max, and Gold card, I would assume they all fall in the same range, because these are all supposedly the same type of card stock, 1.96. So we assume the gold and all that should fall into these range. Lastly, we have the highest, the heaviest card types, which contain both ultra rare Vs as well as the Galerian Gallery with the yellow borders, and all of those are 2 grams. So there is no code card differential, so we're going to ignore that, and we're going to set up the baseline of a pack by having 9 non-holo cards. You take 9 non-holo cards and multiply by the weight for what they have, and basically you have 9 cards weighing 16.29 grams. And you take that, add the wrapper, and you add black border code card, add all of these together, and you have 18.40 as the baseline. So now that we have the baseline established, we can now determine what will happen when you have different cards inside your pack. So when you observe when you have a reverse plus any other combination, anytime you have holo or better, meaning ultra rare or full art or V-Star, V-Max, you name it, all of these will be in the heavy packs, because when you have a light pack, your card is significantly lighter due to the non-holo rare card. So I highlighted the dud pack in the red color, whereas the heavy ones are all greens. But that story changes once you have the yellow bordered yellow bordered Galerian Gallery. Oh man, I hate saying Galerian Gallery, it's so long. So the yellow bordered cards do have, they pushed the pack range to a heavy pack range. Whereas when you have a non-holo plus a yellow bordered card, it falls into the light pack range. So that would explain why sometimes when you're opening a light pack, you still have a hit technically, because your Galerian Gallery yellow board card is what's driving that scenario. Same thing for your Galerian Gallery textured card, which is basically the higher of the rarities. And as you can see, it's still the same story. Whenever you have a hit, you're gonna have, it's gonna be a heavy range pack. Whereas if it's a non-holo, it's going to be in a light pack territory. And then lastly, the most interesting part of all this is the radiant rare combinations. So when you have a radiant rare, because these weigh less than a reverse, it pushes this always to the light pack category. So it would explain why when I was opening my Radiant Charizard pack, I noticed that it fell into the light pack range, but still it contained a hit. And that explains it, because whenever you have a Radiant card, it's always going to be in a light pack range. So overall, I've come to the conclusion that Crown Zenith can be weighed. All of your heavy packs will contain a hit, whether it's an ultra rare, holo rare, or better, but it also has a very high chance that it has a Galerian Gallery card with it. Sometimes you're going to get a reverse, but your heavy packs should give you the best chance to get a Galerian Gallery card, whether it's yellow or textured. And then when you have your light packs, you do run a chance of getting a hit sometimes. As you can see from this, all of the light pack ranges could potentially give you a Galerian Gallery or a Radiant Rare, but more often than not, you're going to get a dud pack with a non-holo plus a reverse. And that's simply because of how the distribution works with the rarities. They're gonna have a lot more non-holo plus reverse cards versus a Galerian Gallery or Radiant Rare. And that's just the distributions. So hopefully that explains why people, when they're weighing, they see hits in the light packs anyway. But overall, it's definitely safe to say that Crown Zenith is weighable. And when you're buying loose packs, buyer beware, it's probably not in your favor. But if you trust your seller, then it won't be a problem. So hopefully you guys learned something from today's video. Crown Zenith is, without a doubt, weighable. Heavy packs are it, but light packs do contain a chance, a very small chance, to contain something. But is that a chance that you're willing to take? I'll leave it up to you. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next time. Ciao.